Hi guys, Paul from PABrewNews. Been a little bit sick lately, so I haven't been doing any reviews, but now I'm starting to function again, so that's good. Get some Maniacs Meat podcast in me. Kind of going like this and this as far as like days on, days off of sick. But right now, I'm kind of getting over something, so gonna enjoy some beers. I have one here. This is the second beer I've ever had from this brewing company, the Spider Bite Beer Co. This is a double India Pale Ale called Wide Open Experimental Double IPA, 9% alcohol by volume, like that. Okay, let's see. They're from Holbrook, New York, apparently. There we go. So, New York Brew. But they're close. I don't know where Holbrook is, honestly. Kind of assuming it's on the eastern portion of it, but it might not be. So you have to go definitely check out Joe at the Beer Patrol for his Western New York Wednesdays, just in case this is a Western New York beer. I don't have my map open right now to tell you. So let's pour it in. Not extremely hazy, which is different, actually. I poured it like Neanderthal, so that's always a wonderful thing. Let's see. Experimental Open Wide, because it just says OW. Experimental OW broke out from our lab. This DIPA was brewed with DDH, brewed and double dry hopped, DDH, with Citra Galaxy and South African experimental hop XJA2 hyphen, or slash rather, 438. Approach with extreme caution. You have been warned, from the Spider Bite Beer Co. So there we go. Absolutely cool. Really cool stuff. And hopefully you can see that label perfectly fine with the new lighting setup we have here at the PABrewNews dungeon. Oh yeah. And I have a little armrest, so I'm not all shaky. So there we go. Now that the head has died down into big old bubbles, it was a nice big old white head. Now it's rocky topped. Okay, a little haze. Not haze for days, not unclear for years, but definitely a little haze going on. Hop haze from those double dry hops. A little bit of carbonation, not too much. Let's get an aroma on it. A lot of lacing sticking already. You know, it's from that big massive head, so I can't really get the alcohol legs, but it's 9%. There's probably some alcohol legs. Cheers. And by the time we get done with this, the lava lamp might think about working. A little bit of something that, a little mineral tones coming through this here too. Peppery earthiness, minerality, little bready tones. Soft faint of something that reminds me of like a star fruit kind of earthiness, kind of a green vegetal, but like a fruit, not like a vegetable. Yeah, vegetable's not the word, but just crisp green fruit. Not like a lime, but more like a star fruit. A little grapefruit, a hint of it. Very subtle, weird beer. So let's get into it. 9% alcohol by volume. As long as it tastes half decent, it'll cronk your socks off. So there you go. Let's do it. Cheers. Very easy drinking, effervescent. Breathing it out. A little liveliness to the beer. Extremely unassuming. It's very dangerous. You can't tell it's 9% at all. Drinks like a 5% beer. A little bit of mineralistic tones in the back. Treated water tones, I guess, as Matt from Massive Beer Review says. The water treatment. It has peppery earthiness. A little bit of a floral cologne, but very, very subtle. It has a nuanced rind of something like a grapefruit, but it's very nuanced. It's not very hop forward. Let's just say that. It's not double dry hop, kind of screaming hops in your face or anything like that. It's really weird. It's weird. It's not bad, but it really reminds me of an English. I mean, I don't want to piss people off, but there's a hint of a grapefruit. There's a hint of something in there, a fruit, hints. But there's a lot of earthiness, a little bit of minerality, as I talked about, pepperiness. It reminds me of a really nice, just English IPA in a way. Weird. Yeah, it reminds me almost like a really nice English IPA in the way that it's hopped and the way those hops are presenting themselves right now. I don't know how old. Is there a date? Of course not. That would be stupid. Very subtle. Breadiness is coming through. Drying, definitely dries the palate out nice. Not overly dry, nothing abrasive. But those hops are drying the palate out. Peppery earthiness is wafting through. A little bit of touch of floral tones. Little mineralistic qualities coming through with a rind, like a subtle rind of a grapefruit kind of quality in there too. It reminds me of a really nice English IPA. It really does, and I really like it. I really have no problem with this. But with the Citra Galaxy, and I don't know the South African hop, but Citra and Galaxy should be screaming some things that this isn't screaming. So I really can't consider it up there, if you know what I mean. It's a good beer, though. I like the beer. It's one of those things where I can't give it a great score, but I'm not going to give it a horrible score. It doesn't taste like a double dry hopped double IPA with Galaxy and Citra. I don't know about the South African hop, but this should be screaming a lot more fruit quality, and it's just not. And burp's nice. It's a nice beer. It's a nice little beer. It's a nice little beer, but it's not going to give you those qualities that you would expect from a beer with the hop namesakes that it has. It's one of those things. We should put this candle right here. So right behind the guy, there's a little candle. Just sitting there. That's nice. Here's my brony. Let's do that right there. Yeah. I like the beer. I mean, this is just a simple. It tastes. I mean, because obviously something's happened to the beer, or the beer's old, or something like that's going on. I don't think they meant the beer to taste like this. I understand that, but honestly, I love English IPAs. I love them. Traditional English IPAs. This tastes like a traditional English IPA, and I really, really like it. I really, really like it. But with the hops that are mentioned here, this should be a lot more bombastic. It should definitely be higher in the fruit category and stuff. So people that will drink this will not be happy with it, is what I'm saying. But this is why we do beer reviews, because you don't know what's going to happen until you try it. And you know, it's nice to inform people just so they don't, you know, they don't go into something unassuming and waste their money or get angry or then spit on the brewery or anything like that. You know, we do this. Check out the beer review. This is what we have to say. If you feel like trying it after that, hey, go for it, and let us know what your thoughts and opinions are after you've had it, or if you've had it before. The whole spiel. So, God, it's one of those ones where I want to give it a higher score than I'm going to give it, because actually I really like it. It's really easy to drink. It's completely unassuming. I like the earthiness. I like the pepperiness. I like the mineralistic qualities. I like all that stuff. I like that there's a faint rind of grapefruit. It's not punching you in the face with anything. But that's not what people want when they get a double dry hop, double IPA. So there you go, bud. I'm going to give it a 7. I'm going to give it a 7. I was going to give it an 8, but it's not as advertised solid. It's not an as advertised solid beer, so I can't give it that solid category 7.5 or higher. I'm going to give it a 7. It's just what it is. It is what it is. Try it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you've had this, if I have a dodgy can, let me know, blah, 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 blah. But other than that, I like it. And honestly, if it's still there when I get back, I'm going to buy some more, because this is a great crusher, English-style I mean, it's not supposed to be English style, but it just tastes like a really great English style IPA, and I just want to crush the shit out of this. I really like it. I like that kind of stuff, so it's really resonating well for me. But then anyway, this has been the Spider Bite Beer Company. This is the Open Wide Experimental with that South African hop that I'm not going to say again because it took everything out of me to say it the first time. So we're not going to say it again. Anyway, this has been Paul from PABrewNews. Cheers.